The Worrymen is kind of the finale to Season 1, but also kind of not. It's a bit confusing, honestly. On HBO Max, it's listed as the last episode of the first season, hitting TV screens on September 16th, 1993. In terms of air date order, though, Paging the Crime Doctor actually finished off the show's first run, being broadcast the following day. In production order, The Worrymen is the last of the 65 episodes originally produced before the Fox network ordered 20 more.
Look, it's all a bit technical, but
for our purposes, since we've been doing these in production order from the beginning and following the Blu-ray set, we'll just call it the finale of Season 1. Now let's talk about the episode. Bruce Wayne's old pal Veronica Vreeland is back. This time, she's just returned from Central America and brought with her miniature dolls she purchased called Worrymen. Legends say you tell them your problems, then put them under your pillow at night. They're supposed to do the worrying for you while you sleep.
And when you wake up, poof, your problems are gone.
As she tries to convince her rich friends to take a few of the figurines, a mysterious interloper is spotted by Wayne, who confronts the figure on the roof as Batman. But causing a potentially deadly distraction at the party allows the figure to escape. When back at Wayne Manor, Alfred places one of the Worrymen Bruce received at the bash under his pillow in muted hopes of Master Wayne actually getting a good night's rest for once. In the morning, Bruce starts acting strangely. He informs his secretary to place $20 million into a suitcase, which he leaves on the ledge outside his office window. Having no memory of his instructions, he snaps out of it just in time to see a similar-looking individual from Veronica's party snatch up the cash and flee. Comparable incidents have apparently been happening to many attendees of Vreeland's get-together. When Batman goes to try and get answers from Veronica, he finds her about to commit the same mistake. After he stops her, he's attacked by 3 men wearing the same garb as the thief from Wayne Enterprises, leading the Dark Knight to dig deeper into who is really behind what's been going on. Frank Parr was back directing another Veronica Vreeland story after her first appearance in maybe the best Penguin episode of the show, Birds of a Feather. The script was written by Paul Dini, not sharing credit this time. There's nothing too special about the writing or direction here until the climax, which gives us an interesting location and antagonistic elements to play with. All the regular voice actors were solid per the usual. In a small role, LeVar Burton lends his talents to the character of Hayden Sloane.
Seems all I do is worry about how to get my company through one more day.
That was a nice surprise. We often saw recognizable names show up in the credits, and while this wasn't a major part, it was just cool to hear Geordie LaForge in Batman the Animated Series. It's too bad this was his only role in the DCAU. Dong Ying animated this episode with the layouts once again done by Spectrum. There are a couple spots in here where the fluidity of the animation looks top-notch, but there's also a spot that looked weirdly out of place. To talk about that, we have to spoil the reveal of the villain, so if you want to watch this first without knowing, now's your chance to tune out. The Worrymen are eventually found to have hidden microchips in them for the purpose of mind control.
And who knows how to warp the human mind better than Jervis Tetch, the Mad Hatter?
A personal favorite bad guy of mine, the Mad Hatter is tracked down by Batman to the Great Eastern Costume Company. The odd animation spot happens when the Hatter is explaining his plans to the Caped Crusader. I can't say it's poorly animated because that's not the case. It seems like there was too much line movement going on. Maybe too many frames being jammed into that one shot for some reason. I'm not sure exactly why it looks that way, but it's sort of the equivalent of turning on motion blur on your HD TV or watching footage in 60 frames per second. Not a big deal, and it didn't affect my enjoyment of the episode, just a quirk that was hard to miss. Roddy McDowall nails his performance as the Mad Hatter again. That was just perfect casting and a major reason why I grew to love this character.
After my recent release from Arkham, I vowed to leave Gotham and my wicked ways behind me.
It's those little eccentric nuances, like how he pronounced Arkham, that made his line readings distinctive and engaging. The costume company building ended up being a visually compelling spot for the climax. They brought in effigies of Batman's greatest villains for him to fight, or just be there for unsettling ambience. This included Penguin, Riddler, a life-size marionette of Harley Quinn, and a giant Jack-in-the-Box Joker. Check this out. Great moment there. As to why an abandoned costume company would have dummies of Batman's villains, I don't know. Maybe Hatter made them to screw with the world's greatest detective, but in any case, it was a good idea from Dini to incorporate them. Ultimately, it's revealed that Mad Hatter was the man who sold the Worrymen to Vreeland in the first place, after taking control of the local Jaguar shaman and later low-level henchmen to do his bidding. He was trying to get as much money as possible to buy an island and leave Gotham and crime behind forever. Batman's almost decapitated by a guillotine in an exciting sequence that ends with Gotham's protector freeing Hatter's henchmen from his control. Tetch is then fooled by a Batman dummy as the real deal delivers the final blow. Wrapping things up, all the stolen money was returned and the shaman left Tetch with a souvenir to haunt his dreams, that being a Worryman in the likeness of Batman. We see Jervis Tetch in Arkham tossing and turning as the episode ends. Nothing is going to top Perchance to Dream in terms of a Mad Hatter story, but this was pretty decent. After dragging for the first half, it really picks up on the back end and delivers another worthy tale featuring this villain. It's also significant as the last episode produced before the creative team went to work on the second batch of episodes. So set your worries aside and give this a watch or rewatch.